Iswara Gita, Kurma Purana. Chapter 1, English translation. The sages said, "You have properly described the creation beginning with Swayambhuva, and also the expansion of this universe, and the determination of the Manvantaras. There you explained that the Lord of Lords, the Supreme Deity, is constantly worshipped by the righteous Brahmanas devoted to Dharma, and by those engaged in the Yoga of knowledge. In the same way, please tell us the supreme knowledge that destroys all the sorrows of worldly existence, and by which we may perceive that supreme Brahman. O Lord, you are verily Narayana himself, manifested as Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa. Having obtained all knowledge, we again ask you about that truth." Hearing the words of the sages addressed to Krishna Dvaipayana, Suta the narrator remembered them and began to speak. At that moment Vyasa himself, Krishna Dvaipayana, arrived at the place where the great sages were assembled for the sacrificial session. Seeing Vyasa, the knower of the Vedas, radiant like a dark rain cloud and with lotus-like eyes, the foremost Brahmanas bowed to him. Lomaharsana fell flat on the ground in prostration. Having circumambulated his teacher, he stood beside him with folded hands. The sages, headed by Saunaka, inquired about his welfare, and offered him a suitable seat. Then the son of Parasara, Vyasa, addressed them. "Is there no decline in your austerities, study and recitation of the scriptures?" Then Suta bowed to his teacher and said, "You should speak to these sages about that knowledge of Brahman. These sages are peaceful, austere, and devoted to righteousness. They are eager to hear, therefore please explain the truth to them. The divine knowledge that grants liberation, which you directly received earlier from Vishnu in the form of the tortoise, should be told to these sages." Hearing Suta's words, the sage Vyasa, the son of Satyavati, bowed his head to Rudra and spoke pleasant words. Vyasa said, "Once the great god Mahadeva was questioned by the great masters of yoga headed by Sanat Kumara, and he himself spoke about it. Sanat Kumara Sanaka, Sanandana Angiras, along with Rudra, Bhargu, the knower of Dharma, Kannada, Kapila the yogi, Vamadeva the great sage, Sukra and Vasistha, all with controlled minds were present. After deliberating among themselves, and being filled with doubt, they performed severe austerities at the sacred hermitage of Badarika. There they saw the great yogic sage Narayana, pure and eternal, the son of Dharma, together with Nara. Praising him with many hymns arising from the Vedas, the yogis bowed down with devotion to that knower of yoga. Knowing their desire, the omniscient Lord said in a deep voice, "For what purpose do you perform this austerity?" The sages replied joyfully to the eternal soul of the universe, Narayana himself, who had come as a sign of accomplishment. "We have fallen into doubt, we who are seekers of Brahman. We have taken refuge in you alone, O Supreme Person. You know the supreme secret. You are that ancient unmanifest person, Narayana himself. No one else knows this except you, O Supreme Lord. Therefore kindly remove all our doubts. What is the cause of this entire universe? Who moves in the cycle of existence? What is the self? What is liberation? What is the cause of worldly existence? Who is the Lord of this world? Who sees everything? What is that supreme Brahman? Please explain everything to us." After saying this, the sages beheld the Supreme Person revealing his own radiant form. They saw the Lord shining brilliantly, adorned with a halo of light, bearing the mark of Srivatsa on his chest and glowing like molten gold. Holding the conch, discus and mace and the saranga bow in his hand, surrounded by prosperity, he shone with divine splendor. Then Mahadeva appeared there, bearing the crescent moon upon his head. Seeing the Lord of the universe, three-eyed and adorned with the moon, the sages praised him with joy and devotion. "Victory to you, O Lord Mahadeva! Victory, O Lord of beings! Victory to the supreme ruler of sages worshipped through austerity! O thousand-formed soul of the universe, mover of the cosmic mechanism! Creator, protector, and destroyer of the universe! O Lord Sambhu, worshipped by great yogis! O husband of Ambika, O Supreme Lord, we bow to you." Praised thus, the compassionate three-eyed Lord embraced Hrishikesa and spoke, "O lotus-eyed one, why have these sages come here?" Hearing these words, the Lord Janardana said, "These sages are ascetics free from sin, who desire true vision. If you are pleased, please teach them this divine knowledge in my presence. You alone know your true self. Therefore reveal your own self to these sages. Having said this, Hrisikesa displayed his yogic power and told the sages that by seeing Mahadeva they would realize the truth. Hearing Vishnu's words, the sages led by Sanat Kumara bowed and questioned Mahadeva. Then a divine seat appeared in the sky, and Mahadeva sat upon it together with Vishnu, illuminating the universe with his brilliance. The sages saw the Lord whom yogis perceive within their own selves. The peaceful Shiva, the source from which all beings arise and into whom they dissolve. Thus questioned by the sages, the Supreme Lord looked at the lotus-eyed Vishnu and spoke. Listen carefully, O sinless sages, to the knowledge spoken by the Lord. Chapter 2, English Translation. The Lord said, This knowledge is inexpressible, the eternal secret of the self. Even the gods and learned Brahmanas, striving for it, do not know it. By taking refuge in this knowledge, the best of Brahmanas become Brahman and do not return to worldly existence. This is the most secret of secrets, and must be carefully guarded. I shall now declare it to you, devotees. The self is pure, clear, subtle, eternal, and present within all beings. It is pure consciousness beyond darkness. It is the inner ruler, the Supreme Person, the life force, the great Lord, time, and the unmanifest. So declare the scriptures. From it the universe arises, and into it dissolves. Through Maya it appears to assume many bodies. Yet in truth the Lord does not wander in the world, nor is he worldly. He is not earth, water, fire, air, or space. Not mind, life, breath, sound, touch, form, taste, smell, action, or speech. Just as light and darkness cannot truly unite, so the world and the Supreme Self have no real connection. The Self is not impure nor subject to change. But due to ego, people superimpose ideas like I act, I suffer, I am happy. The knowers of the Veda say the Self is the witness beyond nature. Ignorance is the root cause of worldly existence for all embodied beings. Because of ignorance, the Self appears associated with nature, and through ego one thinks, I am the doer. Failing to recognize the Self as Brahman, people identify the Self with the non-self, leading to suffering. Attachment and aversion create actions producing merit and sin, which in turn generate rebirth. In reality, the Self is one, it appears divided through the power of Maya. Therefore, sages declare the ultimate truth to be non-dual. Just as smoke does not stain the sky, the Self is not tainted by the mind's modifications. The wise perceive the universe as consciousness itself, while others see it as material. When the yogi sees all beings within the Self and the Self within all beings, he attains Brahman. When all desires lodged in the heart vanish, the wise attain immortality. Seeing all beings as one in Brahman, the yogi becomes free and perceives the world as mere illusion. Knowledge of Brahman is the single remedy for birth, old age, disease, and suffering. Just as rivers merge into the ocean, the Self merges into the indivisible Brahman. Ignorance veils the world, knowledge alone reveals the truth. This teaching is Sankhya, concentration of mind is Yoga. The one who sees Sankhya and Yoga as one truly knows reality. Those attached to supernatural powers fall again into delusion. I am that unmanifest Self, the Supreme Lord, praised in all the Vedas, the inner Self of all. Without hands and feet I grasp, without eyes I see, without ears I hear. I know everything, but none truly knows me. Those who realize my supreme nature overcome Maya and attain union with me, never returning to birth again. This sacred knowledge should be taught only to worthy disciples devoted to truth. Iswara Gita, Chapter 3. The Lord said, From the unmanifest arose time, the primordial matter, Pradhana, and the Supreme Person. From these, everything in this universe has arisen. Therefore the universe is pervaded by Brahman. With hands and feet everywhere, with eyes, heads and faces everywhere, with ears everywhere in the world, he exists pervading everything. He appears as the functions of all senses, yet is devoid of all senses. He is the support of all, eternal bliss, unmanifest, and free from duality. He is incomparable, beyond all means of proof, without differentiation, without appearance, the dwelling place of all, the supreme nectar. Undivided though appearing divided, eternal, constant, imperishable, without qualities, the supreme ether, this knowledge the wise know. That self is the inner self of all beings. He is within and without all. I am that all-pervading, peaceful, knowledge-formed Supreme Lord. This whole universe is pervaded by me in my unmanifest form. All beings abide in me. Whoever knows this truly knows the Veda. Pradhana and Purusha are declared to be the fundamental reality. Time, which is beginningless, is said to bring about their conjunction. These three, time, Prakriti and Purusha, are beginningless and endless and abide in the unmanifest. Their essence is my own form. From Prakriti arises the entire universe, beginning with Mahat and ending with particular forms. This Prakriti is said to be the enchantress of all embodied beings. The Purusha dwelling in Prakriti experiences the qualities of nature. When free from ego, he is called the 25th principle. The first transformation of Prakriti is called Mahat, cosmic intelligence. From it arises ego, Ahankara, as the power of cognition. This great self is called ego. It is also called the individual soul and the inner self by thinkers on truth. Through it the individual experiences pleasure and pain in various births. The mind acts as its instrument. Through identification with these, the Purusha becomes bound in worldly existence. This confusion arises from association with Prakriti through time. Time creates beings and time destroys them. All are under the control of time, but time itself is under none. The Eternal One governs everything from within. He is called the Lord, the Life Force, the all-knowing Supreme Person. The wise say the mind is higher than the senses, ego higher than the mind, and Mahat higher than ego. Beyond Mahat is the unmanifest, and beyond the unmanifest is the Purusha. From the Purusha comes the divine life force. From him arises the whole universe. Beyond life force is the ether. Beyond ether is the fiery Lord. I am that imperishable Brahman, peaceful and knowledge-formed Supreme Lord. There is nothing higher than me. Knowing me, one becomes liberated. There is nothing eternal in the world, whether moving or unmoving, except me, the unmanifest Maheshwara, whose nature is like the infinite sky. I create the entire universe and continually dissolve it again. I am the Lord, endowed with Maya, united with time. In my presence, time performs all the activities of the universe. This is the teaching of the Vedas. Iswara Gita. Chapter 4. The Lord said, "Listen attentively, O knowers of Brahman. I shall describe the greatness of the Lord of gods by which everything functions. Neither through austerities, nor through gifts, nor through sacrifices can men know me, except through supreme devotion. I dwell within all beings, and am present everywhere. Yet people do not know me, though I am the witness of all. He within whom everything exists, and who is the ultimate destroyer of all, that am I, the Creator, the Ordainer, time, fire, and the universal-faced one. The sages, ancestors, gods, Brahma, the Manus, Indra, and other powerful beings do not truly perceive me. The Vedas constantly praise me as the one Supreme Lord, and Brahmanas worship me through Vedic sacrifices. All worlds bow to me. Brahma, the grandfather of the worlds, and the yogis meditate upon me, the Lord of beings. I am the enjoyer of all offerings and the giver of their fruits. Becoming the forms of all gods, I pervade everything. The righteous and learned perceive me. I remain ever present to those who worship me with devotion. Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaisyas devoted to righteousness worship me. To them I grant the supreme abode of bliss. Even those of lower birth, such as Sudras, if devoted to their own duties and endowed with devotion, are eventually liberated through me. My devotees never perish. It is my vow from the beginning that my devotee never falls. He who criticizes me, the Lord of gods, is foolish. But he who worships with devotion truly worships me. Whoever offers me a leaf, flower, fruit, or water with devotion is dear to me. At the beginning of creation I created Brahma and gave him the Vedas which arose from myself. I am the eternal teacher of all yogis, the protector of the righteous, and the destroyer of those who hate the Vedas. I liberate yogis from worldly existence, though I am also the cause of the world. I alone create, sustain, and destroy the universe. My power, Maya, dilutes the world. My higher power is called knowledge, Vidya. Dwelling in the hearts of yogis, I destroy Maya. I set all powers into motion and withdraw them again. I am the foundation of everything and the source of immortality. One of my inner powers creates the universe, assuming the form of Brahma. Another vast power sustains the universe as Narayana, the Lord of the world. A third great power destroys the universe. This is my Tamasic power known as time, manifesting as Rudra. Some perceive me through meditation, others through knowledge, others through devotion, and still others through the path of action. Among all devotees, he who worships me through knowledge is the most beloved to me. Those who worship Hari also attain me and do not return again. The entire universe composed of Pradhana and Purusha is pervaded by me. I inspire it from within. Whoever knows this becomes immortal. Time itself performs all activities in the universe by its nature. That time is called the great yogi and master of yoga, Mahadeva himself. Because of his greatness among all principles, Brahma is called the great Lord, filled with Brahman. He who knows me as the Lord of great yogis, becomes united with me through unwavering yoga. I, the divine inspirer filled with supreme bliss, dance eternally as the yogi. Whoever knows this truly knows the Veda. This most secret knowledge established in the Vedas should be given only to a peaceful, righteous seeker. Iswara Gita, Chapter 5. Vyasa said, having spoken thus, the Supreme Lord of Yogis displayed his divine majesty and began to dance. The sages beheld Mahadeva, the supreme treasure of brilliance, dancing in the pure sky together with Vishnu. The yogis who knew the essence of yoga saw that Lord of all beings in the sky. The entire universe is filled with his Maya and moved by him. That Lord of the universe appeared dancing before the sages. By remembering his lotus feet, a man abandons the fear born of ignorance. That Lord of beings they saw dancing. Those who conquer sleep and breath, peaceful and devoted, behold the luminous reality. That yogi they saw manifest. They saw Rudra, the compassionate one who quickly liberates beings from ignorance. He had 1,000 heads, 1,000 feet, 1,000 arms, matted locks, and the crescent moon upon his head. Clad in tiger skin, holding a trident, carrying a staff, with 3 eyes like the sun, moon and fire. With his brilliance he pervaded the entire universe, fierce and irresistible, shining like millions of suns. They saw the Lord creating and destroying the universe, with flames of fire, dancing as the cosmic architect. Mahadeva, the great yogi, the god of gods, the lord of creatures, the light of all lights. The wielder of the bow Pinaka, wide-eyed, the healer of worldly suffering, time itself and the destroyer of time. The consort of Uma, the three-eyed one, filled with yogic bliss, the abode of knowledge and renunciation. The eternal Lord of glory, foundation of dharma, honored by Indra, Vishnu, and the great sages. The support of all powers, the supreme Brahman of yogis, residing in the hearts of yogis. Seeing that divine form in which Rudra and Narayana were united, the sages considered themselves fulfilled. The sages said, O Lord, the one ancient person, Rudra, Lord of life and infinite yoga, we bow to you who dwell in the heart. You are the source of the universe, subtler than the smallest and greater than the greatest. From you arose Brahma and the universe. The Vedas arise from you and return to you. You are the mover of the cosmic wheel, the sole Lord of the universe. You are the supreme Brahman, the eternal protector of Dharma, the supreme person. You alone are Vishnu, Brahma and Rudra. You are the supreme light beyond darkness. Through remembrance of your feet, the seed of worldly existence is destroyed. Pleased by their praise, the Lord Shiva withdrew his cosmic form and stood again in his ordinary form. The sages, delighted and astonished, requested him to teach further the greatness of the Supreme Lord. The Lord said, Listen, O sages, as I properly explain the greatness of the Supreme Lord which the knowers of the Veda understand. I alone am the creator of all worlds, the protector of all worlds, and the destroyer of all worlds. I am the eternal self of all. I am the inner ruler of all things, the great Lord. Everything exists within me and in the middle of me, yet I am not limited to any place. The wondrous form of mine that you have seen, O Brahmanas, was merely a comparison shown by me through my Maya. Dwelling within all beings, I set the entire universe into motion. This power of action is my own. Through that power, the universe acts according to its nature. I am time that impels the entire cosmos through its divisions. With a single portion, I create the entire universe, O best of sages. In another form, I dissolve it, while its maintenance also belongs to me. Free from beginning, middle and end, I initiate the principle of Maya. At the beginning of creation, I agitate Pradhana and Purusha. From their union the universe arises, and through the sequence beginning with Mahat, my power expands. He who witnesses the entire universe and sets the wheel of time in motion, Hiranyagarbha, the sun himself, arises from my body. To him I gave divine sovereignty and the eternal knowledge of yoga, as well as the 4 Vedas at the beginning of creation. Brahma, following my command and filled with my essence, always bears that divine power of mine. Thus becoming 4-faced and all-knowing, he creates the worlds according to my command. That infinite Narayana, the source and sustainer of the worlds, is also my supreme manifestation and performs preservation. Rudra, who is the destroyer of all beings and embodies time, continually dissolves the universe by my command. Fire carries the oblations to the gods and the offerings to the ancestors, performing all cooking by my power. The digestive fire called Vaisvanara constantly digests food within beings according to the command of the Lord. Varuna, the source of all waters, nourishes the universe by the command of the Supreme Lord. The wind, dwelling both within and outside beings, sustains their bodies by my command. Soma, who nourishes humans and gods and produces nectar, functions according to my command. The sun illuminates the entire universe and causes rain according to divine law. Indra, ruler of the gods and giver of the fruits of sacrifice, acts by my command. Yama, the Lord who governs the wicked, administers justice by the command of the Lord of gods. Kubera, the Lord of wealth, distributes riches by the command of the Supreme Lord. Nirti, Lord of the dark beings, acts according to my command. Isana, Lord of spirits and goblins and giver of their rewards, also acts according to my command. Vamadeva, disciple of Angiras and chief of Rudra's hosts, protects yogis, according to my command. Vinayaka, revered throughout the world and remover or creator of obstacles, also acts according to my command. Skanda, the commander of the gods and knower of Brahman, acts according to divine ordinance. The great sages, such as Marichi, lords of creation, produce various worlds by the command of the Supreme. Shri, the goddess who bestows prosperity upon all beings and is the consort of Narayana, functions through my grace. Saraswati, the goddess who grants speech and wisdom, also acts according to my command. The goddess Savitri, who saves beings from hell, follows the command of the divine. Parvati, the supreme goddess who grants knowledge of Brahman, also acts according to my word. The infinite serpent Sesa, bearing the worlds upon his head, acts by divine command. The destructive fire called Samvartaka, dwelling in the submarine fire, drinks up the oceans according to divine command. The Manas who rule the 14 worlds govern beings according to his command. The Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Maruts, Aswins and all other gods exist according to my ordinance. Gandharvas, Garudas, Siddhas, Sadhyas, Karanas, Yaksas, Raksasas and Pisakas all exist by the command of the self-existent. Moments, instants, days, nights, seasons, fortnights and months exist according to the law of the Creator. Yugas and Manvantaras also exist within my command, along with other divisions of time. All beings moving and unmoving exist through the command of the Supreme Self. All netherworlds and all realms of existence function under this command. Countless universes of the past have arisen by my command. Countless universes of the future will also arise and follow the command of the Supreme Self. Earth, water, fire, air, space, mind and intellect all function under my ordinance. Maya, the deluding power and source of the universe, also acts according to my command. The Supreme Self dwelling in embodied beings also acts according to the command of the Lord. The intellect by which one removes ignorance and perceives the Supreme State acts under the will of Maheshwara. Why say more? The entire universe is composed of my power, moves by me and dissolves into me. I am the eternal self-luminous Lord, the Supreme Self, and the Supreme Brahman. There is none higher than me. This supreme knowledge I have told you. Knowing it, a being becomes liberated from the bondage of birth and worldly existence. Iswara Gita, Chapter 7. The Lord said, "Listen, O sages, to the glory of the Supreme Lord. Knowing this, a person becomes liberated and never again falls into worldly existence. The Supreme Brahman beyond all is eternal, without parts, beyond thought, eternal bliss and the supreme abode. Among knowers of Brahman, I am Brahma. Among the self-born, I am the all-faced Creator. Among illusionists, I am the ancient imperishable Hari. Among yogis, I am Sambhu. Among women, I am the goddess Parvati. Among the Adityas, I am Vishnu. And among the Vasus, I am fire. Among the Rudras, I am Sankara. Among birds, I am Garuda. Among elephants, I am Airavata. And among warriors, I am Rama. Among sages, I am Vasistha. Among gods, I am Indra. Among artisans, I am Vishwakarma. And among demons, I am Prahlada. Among sages, I am Vyasa. Among hosts, I am Vinayaka. Among heroes, I am Virabhadra. And among perfected beings, I am the sage Kapila. Among mountains, I am Meru. Among stars, I am the moon. Among weapons, I am the thunderbolt. And among vows, I am truth. Among serpents, I am Ananta. Among generals, I am Skanda. Among stages of life, I am the householder stage. Among lords, I am Maheshwara. Among cosmic ages, I am the great Kalpa. Among yugas, I am the Krita age. Among yaksas, I am Kubera. Among rulers, I am Daksa. Among demons, I am Nirti. Among the powerful, I am the wind. Among continents, I am Puskara. Among animals, I am the lion. Among weapons, I am the bow. Among Vedas, I am the Samaveda. Among hymns, I am the Purusa Sukta. Among sacred chants, I am the Savitri. Among secrets, I am the syllable Om. Among sciences, I am the knowledge of the self. Among knowledge, I am supreme divine wisdom. Whatever power, brilliance or strength exists in the world, know that all arises from my splendor. All beings bound in worldly existence are called animals, Pasu. I am their lord, called Pasupati. I bind these beings with the rope of Maya in my divine play. None except me can free those bound by Maya. The 24 principles, Maya, actions, and the 3 gunas are the bonds that bind the soul. He is the bond, the binder, the rope, and the bearer of beings. He knows all, yet none knows him. The wise call him the ancient primordial person. Iswara Gita, Chapter 8. The Lord said, I shall now explain another most secret knowledge by which a being crosses the terrible ocean of worldly existence. I am Brahman formed, peaceful, eternal, pure, and imperishable, the solitary Supreme Lord. My womb is the great Brahman, in it I place the seed. From that primordial Maya the universe arises. From that arise Pradhana, Purusha, Mahat, the elements, the subtle elements, and the senses. Then arose the golden cosmic egg shining like millions of suns, within which Brahma was born by my power. All living beings arise from me, yet deluded by my Maya, they do not recognize me as their father. In whatever womb beings are born, Maya is their mother and I am their father. Whoever knows me as the seed giver and supreme father never becomes deluded. I am the Lord of all knowledge, the supreme Lord of beings, the embodiment of Om, Brahma and Prajapati. He who sees the same imperishable Lord existing equally in all beings truly sees. Seeing the Lord equally present everywhere, he does not harm himself and attains the supreme goal. Knowing the 7 subtle principles and the 6 attributes of Maheshwara, one attains the supreme Brahman. The Lord possesses 6 divine qualities: omniscience, satisfaction, eternal awareness, independence, unfailing power, and infinite energy. He who knows that Supreme Lord dwelling in the cave of the heart, ancient, universal and golden, transcends intellect and abides in supreme wisdom. Iswara Gita, Chapter 9. The sages said, the Supreme Lord is partless, pure, eternal and inactive. Tell us, O Mahadeva, how then you possess the form of the entire universe? The Lord said, I am not the universe, nor does the universe exist apart from me, O Brahmanas. This appearance arises due to Maya, which abides in me. Maya is a beginningless and endless power resting in the unmanifest. Because of it, this world process has arisen from the unmanifest. The unmanifest is said to be the cause, blissful, luminous, and imperishable. I alone am the Supreme Brahman, apart from me nothing exists. Therefore the knowers of Brahman declare my universal form. This is explained through both unity and multiplicity. I am that eternal Supreme Brahman, the Supreme Self. I am called causeless. The Self indeed has no defect. Infinite unmanifest powers abide within Maya. In that divine reality, the unmanifest shines eternally alone. Through those powers, the eternal unmanifest Brahman appears diversified. Through one of them, union with me is attained. Through another, the universe manifests. Through another, it remains hidden. Through ignorance, the individual continues acting within it. That supreme manifested reality shines surrounded by a halo of light. That imperishable supreme light is the highest state of Vishnu. In it, the entire universe is woven and interwoven. Knowing that reality, one becomes liberated. From which speech returns together with the mind, unable to reach it. The wise who realize the bliss of Brahman fear nothing. I know that great person, radiant like the sun and beyond darkness. Knowing him, the wise become liberated and dwell in eternal bliss. Beyond him, nothing higher exists. He is the light of all lights in heaven. Knowing that self, the wise become established in Brahman bliss. That hidden essence within the body is the immortal bliss of Brahman. Those who attain it never return again. In the golden supreme ether shines a divine radiance. The wise perceive that pure luminous realm. Then they behold directly within themselves the supreme self. Self luminous, supreme and filled with Brahman bliss. One God is hidden in all beings, all-pervading, and the inner self of all. Those who perceive him alone attain eternal peace. He whose faces, heads and necks are everywhere, and who dwells in the heart of all beings. That all-pervading Lord has nothing beyond him. Thus this divine knowledge has been told to you, O great sages. It must be carefully guarded and is rare even for yogis. Iswara Gita, Chapter 10. The Lord said, the one unmanifest and unmarked reality is called the symbol of Brahman. It is self-luminous and established in the supreme ether. That unmanifest cause is the imperishable supreme state. It is without qualities and pure consciousness, seen by the wise. Those who are devoted to it and whose minds are peaceful, behold that supreme Brahman. Otherwise it cannot be seen, O sages. No other knowledge leads to the realization of the supreme. This alone is supreme knowledge known by the wise. Everything else is ignorance, because the world is woven of Maya. That pure, stainless, changeless knowledge is my own self, so declare the enlightened. Even those who perceive multiplicity, ultimately perceive the same supreme reality. Those who behold me through devotion, whether as one or many, are to be understood as my own nature. They directly perceive the Supreme Lord within themselves, eternal bliss, beyond duality, and truth itself. Established in the self, they worship the supreme blissful reality. This is supreme liberation, union with me, nirvana, identity with Brahman, called Kaivalya by the wise. Therefore that one eternal reality, the supreme Shiva, should be known. Knowing him, one becomes liberated. There the sun does not shine, nor the moon, nor the stars, nor lightning. By his light, the entire universe shines. That pure, indivisible, supreme reality is seen within by the nodes of Brahman. All the Vedas describe him as eternal bliss, immortal, and truth. Those who understand the Vedic meaning meditate upon him through the syllable Om. He is not earth, water, mind, fire, life, breath, air, space, or intellect. In the supreme ether shines only Shiva. This supreme secret, the nectar of knowledge hidden in all the Vedas, is realized by a yogi practicing yoga in solitude with discipline. Iswara Gita, Chapter 11. The Lord said, now I shall teach the supreme yoga, extremely difficult to obtain, by which one perceives the self shining like the sun. The fire of yoga quickly burns away the entire cage of sins. Then knowledge arises and grants liberation. From yoga arises knowledge, and from knowledge yoga proceeds. When both unite, Maheshwara becomes pleased. Those who practice this great yoga once, twice, thrice, or constantly are known as divine beings. Yoga is said to be of two kinds. The first is the yoga of negation, and the second is the supreme yoga. Meditating on the void beyond all appearance is called the yoga of negation. Seeing the self as eternal bliss and united with me is the supreme yoga. All other yogas mentioned in scriptures do not equal even a fraction of this supreme Brahman yoga. The limbs of yoga, pranayama, meditation, withdrawal of senses, concentration and absorption, together with restraint, discipline and posture, are the limbs of yoga. Yama, ethical restraints, non-violence, truthfulness, non-stealing, celibacy, non-possessiveness. These purify the mind. Niyama, observances, austerity, self-study, contentment, purity, worship of God. These lead to perfection in yoga. Meditation and samadhi. Concentration equals fixing the mind on one place. Meditation equals uninterrupted flow of thought toward that object. Samadhi equals complete absorption. Worship of the linga. One who worships the divine linga throughout life attains supreme lordship. The entire universe is linga formed and everything is established within it. Qualities of the beloved devotee. The devotee dear to me is free from hatred, compassionate, free from ego, content, self-controlled, steady in determination. Final teaching. Those who see Vishnu and Shiva as one reality are not reborn. Closing teaching. Whoever reads this dialogue regularly, listens to it with devotion, reflects upon its meaning, becomes freed from all sins and attains the supreme state.